Dorothy here at Done by Dorothy. We're here today for day 20 of our 25 days of Christmas ephemera. So hard to believe that we're on day 20. 5 more to go and the covers to go. It is so hard to believe we're almost finished. So we're at the finish line almost. It's so exciting. So today we're going to be dealing with this small square image down here. Isn't it cute? And this big circle. I have printed everything out on the 110-pound cardstock, and feel free to do that if that's what you choose to do. I personally, for this one, I printed it out on 110 cardstock because of what I'm doing with it. So let's put this aside. We will be using, again, our Stampin' Up! 25 Days of Christmas. We'll be using our 20 today. So I'll show you what we're going to make. We're going to make, see, there's the top half of that gift bag we used, I believe in yesterday's, and would have been, no, day 18 or 19 that we did when we had the leftover bag. It was either 18 or 19. So we're going to do this, and it's just a tea and coffee dyed large index card with the striping on the inside, so we have lots of room to write for a little tuck, and our 20, of course. And then we're going to create this page with the big large circle one, and you can see our ribbon that comes down. And we have maroon, we have gold, we have the green, and then this is also flipped with journaling on the back, so it's sort of reminiscent of like a Christmas tree bob type thing. And then it flips up, and you've got that extra journaling spot behind it. So let's put these to the side and we will get busy. So let's start with this one first with the large index card. Okay, first thing we're going to do, I'm going to use my Tim Holtz titanium. These are by Tonic Studio. These are great. You know, if you have a chance to get these, jump on it because they are just awesome for fussy cutting and, you know, all that little kind of stuff. So I'm just going to sort of cut around. I'm not even going to be exact. I'm just going to cut close. And cut close up the side. And then when I come up here to the corner, because there's this little bitty picture at the top, now you could cut that completely out, but I sort of think that's cute. So I'm going to circle around it and just make it part of, sort of create this little topper part on my design, and then just go right back down. And again, this, like I said, I didn't do this on the 110-pound cardstock. I did this on 24-pound paper with 96 brightness. That's what I always use to print out like any of my base pages. If I'm doing digital kit, you know, when I need to put pages, you know, I'm gluing a whole page down on a certain page. That's what I use because it sort of takes some of the bulk out, where if you use 110, yes, you do get that nice sturdy cardstock, but it also can make your albums extremely heavy and really dense. So, okay, so there is that. Okay, we can go ahead and, well, you know what, let's go ahead and fold this. We're going to put our lines to the inside, so we're just going to fold it in half. And again, you could use your bone folder and, you know, burnish that if you want to, or you can just do it by hand. Some things I find it doesn't really make a difference. For a simple center fold like that, it's just easy to do it by your hand. And again, I'm just going to ink around the edges. I'm going to make sure I ink down the center. Because if you think, you know, if you buy an old book and you look at it, your outside is always a lot darker, you know, your outside edges, than the inside. And I always like to darken up my seams because, you know, that's where the dust is going to collect. I'm going to flip it over on the inside and do the same thing. So It is so hard to believe that we're on day 20. It is almost over. I'm already looking forward to spring because I hate cold weather. I love the way snow looks, but I do not like it. Hopefully I'm not too shadowed. I'm going to work on that over my Christmas break. That's what we're working on, is my lighting, to get it fixed completely. Okay, so we have that. Let me grab my ink page out here. Okay, because what we're going to do is we're going to take our bag. Remember our popcorn bag that we cut off? I'm going to take the large side at the front that doesn't have that popcorn symbol, and I'm just going to cut it right at the seam. Right where, you know, it starts that accordion fold on the side. Set that to the side. I'm going to take my pinking shears. You guys remember what I said about pinking shears? Don't use your fabric ones. Just go, you can buy, I'll tell you the truth. You can go buy certain scissors, you know, with the decorative edges. And you can buy those, and those are great. They're cheap. So, you know, budget-wise, they're extremely friendly. However, these are going to cost you a little bit more. I buy mine from Walmart. You can buy from Hobby Lobby, Joann's, places like that with like your coupons that you get off. These are Fiskars. Fiskars is, you know, an awesome brand. They've been around forever. The thing I like about these is they're a lot easier to sharpen if I want to sharpen them, you know, because they get dull from where, you know, I've cut, you know, whatever I'm cutting with it. Then, and I use these for fabric, paper, or anything. I have fabric ones I use just for my quilting, just for sewing. These are sort of my general all-purpose ones I use. And when I notice they're getting dull, I just cut aluminum foil. Same thing with any of your scissors, any of your cutters. You know, just, you're going to use aluminum foil. I think Donna on Junk Journal Ideas, which is an awesome group, and there's an awesome YouTube channel for her, actually does one where she uses it's a little thicker, so it works really good. The tin foil, the round tin foil lids you get on like the top of your coffee cans, and uses it for her punches, to sharpen her punches. So it helps sharpen it a lot. But like these Fiskars, I mean, you can see how thick they are. These are not, I mean, I don't know if you can see how thick that is. I mean, these are pretty hefty duty. So they last a while. I have two pairs. The one pair of my quilting pair, of course, I bought way before my paper crafting ones, because I started sewing a long time ago. But I've had them forever, and they don't age. These green handled ones that I just showed you that I use for paper and stuff, I've had going on 12 years. So, you know, they've been around a while, and they stand the test of time. I've only sharpened them one other time. Yeah, seriously, like, they do really good. So, okay, I'm going to ink up, because I want to, and I'll show you the difference. Like, okay, this is the popcorn side, but you can see the difference between that white and just that little bit of ink that you do, how much more vintage, how old this looks compared to this. So, you know, and you may have to go over it a couple times because it's not exactly easy to get it to take ink, because it is that almost glassine type, parchment paper, glassine type. Okay, so we have that. So here we go. We're going to take our glassine, and I just sort of eyeball it because I want it centered. So I sort of eyeball on my index card, just so I see I have a little bit here and a little bit here, so I know about where to put my glue. And I'm just going to put glue on my card, not maybe so much off to the edge there, because it's going to glue onto the front. Let me grab that real fast while it's still wet. and it's forgiving when it's wet. And then I'm just gonna slap that puppy right there. Okay, I'm not gonna slap a puppy, guys, just because I know it's just a saying. I know. Okay, there we go. It's a saying in the States, so if you're from another country, it's just a saying. Okay, so we have that. Then I want to add my little sort of ribbon in the corner, and I don't want it to be the tan and the green. I want both of them to be green, so I'm going to fold them like a V, in the shape of a V. Then I'm going to grab this one where the V is, hold it, and just fold it down on the line behind it. And then I can scoot it around to where I want it. So I'm going to fold it in half, or you can fold it in a V, however you want. I mean, if you want to fold it in a V, or you can just fold it in half, if that's easier for you to do. Actually, that's probably easier for you to do. Just fold it in half, then grab the one underneath and fold it, bring it down to where the bottom meets the side of that one. That's going to make you a big wide V. And then just slide them about where you want them together. I'm going to go ahead and diagonal this side because, you know me and my diagonals. Okay, and I think I'm just going to put mine right about there. So when I get ready to glue it, I'm going to flip it out on the brown side, or whatever side you've got, and glue it. Again, glue it just to hold it, and then glue it where I'm going to actually glue it down on the page. That just helps it hold a little bit more. And I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to put my lid back on my glue so it doesn't dry out on me. Okay, and then I have this, and then I'm just going to figure out where I want to position it. You know, where, according to the bag, you know, do I want to put it to the side? How much do I want showing on each side? And you can arrange that wherever you want. And I'm just going to glue around the edge. Excuse me for the sniffles. I'm about winding up, guys. I am so glad. I'll be so glad. Of course, it's just in time. We're almost finished with the series, and I'll lose my cold. But that'll get me ready for the spring. Okay. And there you go. We have a little journal we can tuck inside in one of our little journal tuck spots. Let me grab my journal over here, and I'm going to tuck it in here with my little praying kids over here. Right there. So that's in there. Let me put this back over here out of the way. Okay, so we've got that one done. This goes in the other one. Pull it out and put it up. Just slide that in there with them, and that just adds a little bit more. And you'll find the next several days we'll be doing a lot of the, you know, the odds and ends we have to tuck in. Okay, so now we're going to do this page here. So the first thing we're going to do, let me pull this one out that we're going to be using, is we're going to need our stencil. And you want to take note when you're doing your stencil about where your line is, where the center of your page is, so you know where to stop. And I'm going to use my makeup brush. I got this at Five Below, like $3. You can buy them at the dollar store for a little bit of nothing. You can get them bigger, you can get them smaller. I got the medium one, which is like the number 3 of 5, just because I figured I could use the medium one way or the other. There are small ones. I haven't got one of the small ones. I probably will. Just for my stenciling, it works great. So I'm going to start first, just because, you know, I don't want to go over that line. So I'm going to make sure I start on the edge, because then I can randomly just start filling it in. And you can make it as dark or as light as you want. So I'm going to start it, just making sure you stay on the page. And, you know, I can just move my hand around as I'm stenciling. And again, I can make this as dark or as light as I want. You know, so if you don't want it really, really dark and you just want a light color in the background, you can do that. This is Deco Art Americana. This is Jacobean Floral. Yeah, I think Jacobean Floral. But it's Deco Art Americana 201707. It's the same one I've been using. I'm in love with it. I really do like it. I love the effect it has when you get done stenciling. I think it's so pretty. It's just so dainty, and to me it's very vintage. Probably because it's that Jacobean look to it. So I'm going to do a sewing one, and this will probably be one of the ones that I'll use in there because I really do like it. Okay, let me come down here and match up back up where I was at. Let's see. Okay, I have that sort of toward the bottom. Let me match it up to somewhere where I can just want to make sure I sort of don't get all crazy, but I want to make sure I get that bottom section, so there's some down there too. And I don't have to do it really, really dark. I can just sort of do a light covering. There we go. And so it was just enough to carry over. Okay, so there we go. We have got that. Okay, let me grab my large circle here. And I'm going to back it with my tea-dyed paper. So before I even ink it or anything, I'm just going to glue it around. Slap it down on my paper. Oh my. It is hard to believe that we are on day 20, guys. Seems like we've just been chugging along. Thanks to everyone who's, you know, tuned in and listened and been on the premieres, you know, commenting and everything else like that. That's awesome. You know, I know it's busy. It's a busier time of year. People, you know, are traveling and they're shopping and they're baking and, you know, all that awesome stuff. So I know it's not as easy to tune in, you know, not as easy to take that time every day to be here, you know, so I really appreciate those who are still here. I really do. You know, keep inking. I know, you know, with a lot of interaction from a lot of people are going to be making it for a Christmas album for next year, so they're ahead. So, okay, I'm going to make sure we ink up our back really good, really heavy, especially on the edges. And this will sort of create that like Christmas bulb look when it hangs down, sort of like that. It reminds me of a lot of the, you know, the little glass and metal ornaments that you can see, like where they put them out with the years on them every year, because they always have like big round ones or, you know, whatever shape. Let me just shake that out. The poinsettia tag over there. I love that tag, guys. I know a lot of you seem like you really, really liked that. It was really fun. Let's see. So, we need to, we're going to grab our, again, I'm going to grab my, let's see, I did with it. It is Velproof. It's that, you know, totally goofy, like velvet velour type fabric. And I'm just going to pick a spot almost towards the bottom of my page. I'm going to fold this up just so I can sort of know where to cut my bottom off at. Set that to the side. I'm sure we'll use that before the week's out. And then I just sort of grab it and fold it in half. Sort of crease it a little bit so I know where the center's at. And then I'm just going to cut my V out, going from the point to the center, and from the point to the center. So I'm going to cut that out, and then we're going to add this to the page. And again, with this stuff, I use the Fabri-Tac. I think it just, I don't know, holds a little bit better maybe, for me anyway. And it doesn't take a lot, because I mean it does pretty good. Just slop a little bit on there. And then I'm just going to line it up in the center and towards the top. And I'm going to glue it in. And there we go. Then I'm going to grab my gold. Let me even this up here. And I'm going to bring my gold down to, I put about 3/4 of an inch. Not quite an inch. I go to about 3/4 of an inch. And what I do, this is actually semi-wired, so I fold it up, or you can crease it sideways, and then I sort of fold it from side to side. So I have it. And then I know I'm going to cut my V. There we go. And do that. Then for my gold, I just come down in the middle of my satin and just sort of do a wiggle woggle. Just part of the way down, just enough that I know that I've got enough glue on there that it's going to stick. And then again, I line it up at the top. I may have went a little too far with the glue. I did. Well, we will fix that. See where I boo-booed that? Okay. And that's one thing I noticed. The art glitter glue doesn't peel the velvetness off this, where the Fabri-Tac, I think maybe the type of chemicals that's in the Fabri-Tac that they use to make it actually does peel it. Okay, so I'm just going to add my little add-on here to fix that and cover it up. It's a little cover-up job. Then I may have to put a little on the corners here because I didn't put my glue all the way over. Oh, I did on the one side, not on that. Be really, really careful with it if you're going to use this velveteen ribbon. Make sure you don't get your glue on there. Okay. So there you go. See, not too bad of a job, huh? Okay, then we need our green ribbon and a piece of that, and I'm just going to cut, you know, however long I want. And again, I'm going to notch this out. I'm going to notch that out, and I'm going to come up here, because I want to sort of check it out before I do it. So I'm going to actually staple this on because I want it to have that flimsiness to be able to you know, flip open and shut with our circle on it. So then I need to just sort of estimate how long that I want this, or decide, you know, about where I want to put it, if I want to center it, which is what I want to do. And this one, I'm actually going to put some glue on it. I'm actually, instead of doing it on top, like this one, see how I glued it onto the top? So this one, instead of doing it on the top, I'm actually going to do it on the bottom. And let it just hang, so it's more like a ribbon. So I'm just going to center it on there. Put it on there. Push, 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 push. Sure. Have any strings or anything. Then I can come back in with my art glitter glue and get these teeny tiny little parts at the front, if it'll catch. Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. Yeah, that one glued down, so there we go. So we have that. Then if you wanted to, just to do something different, let me find, hold on guys, I'm looking again, because I moved my one ribbon. Well, let's see. I really want to use that. I was looking for my one ribbon. Hold on. Let me look. Okay, maybe I don't have any more of it left. I may not. Okay, I don't have any more of it left. I think I used it all. Huh. Well, let's see. We'll try this for a second and see how this looks. I'm going to take my lace and try to put it into a bow, maybe, if I can get it into one and it not be crazy. We'll see how it looks. It's a pretty big lace to try to make a teeny tiny bow out of, so we'll see. You know what, I'm going to sort of leave that on there because it sort of gives it that worn look. Sort of like that. Do I want to use the bow? I sort of wanted to, but I honestly think, I don't think I'm going to add the balk because it's pretty thick. Yeah. Okay, guys, we're not doing that. There we go. We have it in there, so we have that, and we have our, let's see, where did I put it? And we have our little tuck that we put in there. So let's find our, yeah, here's our little tuck. Oh, and we didn't put our 20 on there, so let's put this aside. Put our little 20 in there, on there. Again, I'm gonna ink it up. And let's see, I think we'll just put it in this top corner here. There we go. So slide that back in here. Let's see, we got that. Trying to see what we, yep, okay, so there's that one after day 20. Let me pull the other one out over here because I got stuff falling out everywhere, guys. Let's see. Yeah, this is our front one. Okay, got a little booklet there. Let's see, we've got these go back here. And that goes back there. Let's come in here. Let's see where this can go wherever we want. I think we'll just plop it right there. Okay. So there we've got that. And I know it is getting really, really big. I got something crooked here. The pages need lined up a little bit better when we get it sewed together. And we'll split them into 2 signatures, so that will help some. And pretty soon we'll be doing our covers. That was crazy. So that was day 20, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You know, share it with your friends. There's lots of free digitals, and I mean, especially this time of year, you know, you've got budget, you've got money you're putting into other things. So, you know, those free digitals come in handy at Christmas time. Yeah, so, you know, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and we will be back tomorrow for day 21. We will see you then. Have a great day. Bye.